बैक टू अनदर वीडियो और आपका आज जो वीडियो हम लेकर इसका टाइटल है
द इनसेन प्री रिलीज स्ट्रेटजी ऑफ धुरंधर।
तो चलिए देख लेते हैं ये वीडियो, लेकिन से पहले
वीडियो चैनल का ओरिजिनल लिंक आपको हमारी वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा, सब्सक्राइब किया, लाइक शेयर को फॉलो करेंगे चैनल को। इसके अलावा लोग शेयर करेंगे, हम लिंक भी हमारी वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा, सब्सक्राइब किया, लाइक शेयर को फॉलो करें।
चलिए देख लेते हैं वीडियो।
मेरे सौभाग्य में ये रहा है कि मैं बहुत ऐतिहासिक फिल्मों का हिस्सा रहा हूँ, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि सबसे ऐतिहासिक ये होने वाली है।
This is R. Madhavan, the actor who played Ajay Sanyal in Dhurandhar. Listen to what he is about to say.
क्योंकि इस फिल्म जब रिलीज होगी, एक जॉनर ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग मुझे लगता है इंडियन सिनेमा में खत्म हो जाएगा।
And Madhavan's comment is so true because Dhurandhar has simply finished the spy genre in Indian cinema. Any future spy genre movie in India will be compared to Dhurandhar, and the matchup won't be pretty. And just as Dhurandhar has completely changed the template for spy movies, they have also changed the pre-release strategy in Indian cinema. Right now, the rest of the industry is obsessed with faking the hype. You see movies throwing crazy money at PR teams to get some traction online. We get endless casting updates, okay posters, and then a teaser that falls so flat the movie is basically a flop before opening day. But the makers of Dhurandhar are doing the exact opposite. After part 1 went so big, they made everyone else go back to the drawing board. They were focusing solely on the movie and catching your attention with a simple, solid teaser and trailer. This is why in today's video, I'll explore the journey of how Dhurandhar began to how the curtain is going up for Dhurandhar Part 2 and everything in between. Welcome to the insane pre-release strategy of Dhurandhar.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are still not ready for this. Ain't it funny that the prophet is the prophet? Funny critics call me when they call it.
To really understand what Dhurandhar did differently, we have to talk about the industry's current state. Because honestly, we are dealing with what can be classified as fake hype. The majority of the movies coming out today are just products of this aggressive PR machine. The focus isn't even on making a good movie anymore. It is basically based on faking the perception of a hit. Just look at what is happening with the box office numbers. We have actors and production houses literally buying their own movie tickets to make their collections look bigger, more broadly known as corporate bookings or block bookings. It is basically the industry's worst kept secret right now. Here is Komal Nahata explaining it.
इसमें क्या होता है, उस फिल्म का हीरो या फिल्म के प्रोड्यूसर्स टिकट्स खरीद लेते हैं बल्क में। पार्टनर्स होते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट पार्टनर्स होते हैं, उनको फ्री टिकटें दी जाती हैं। वो जाएं या ना जाएं, लेकिन ऑन रिकॉर्ड वो टिकट का सेल हो गया है। राइट, तो है गलत, बहुत गलत चीज है।
Trade analysts have openly talked about how some producers buy tickets in bulk, give them away for free to corporate networks, and then post these massive houseful posters everywhere online, basically faking a blockbuster opening. But when you actually go to the theater, like we saw recently during the whole Jigra controversy, when Divya Khosla posted pictures of empty cinema halls, or with Skyforce, the PR teams claiming massive collections are misleading.
Skyforce वालों ने एक और तरीका अपनाया, ब्लॉक बुकिंग ऑफ टिकट्स। फर्ज कीजिए 40 टिकट्स बिकी, यानी 260 टिकट्स आर स्टिल रिमेनिंग। ठीक है, वो 260 टिकट्स हम खरीद रहे हैं, पैसे आ जाते हैं एंड हाउसफुल का बोर्ड लग जाता है।
Even Sunny Deol recently spoke about against this whole trend, asking what the point is of enjoying a hit if the numbers are a total lie. And the fake hype doesn't stop at the box office. Whether it be buying a huge chunk of movie reviews, which is commonly known as samosa reviews, to PR teams planting fake stories, or even starting fake controversies and rivalries between actors to get people arguing in the comments, so their movie trends on social media. Even for Dhurandhar Part 1, there was a significant pre-release negativity. Critics and social media users polarized over the movie, debating its intense violence, alleged hyper-nationalistic tone, and potential propaganda against Pakistan. Something which R. Madhavan called out in an interview with Pooja Talwar.
जब आप पिक्चर रिलीज होने से पहले ही ऑब्ituary लिख रहे हो, या रिलीज होने के एक दिन बाद आपने आपका हेडलाइन ही डाल दिया डिजास्टर, तो फिर आपका एजेंडा या फिर आपका रेलेवेंस मेरे लिए कम हो जाता है। चक्कर वो है कि जिन्होंने 2 रेटिंग दिया वो इररेलेवेंट हो गए, अभी तक हम ही इंडस्ट्री में हैं।
Basically, all this leads the audience not to trust the release, and Dhurandhar Part 1 didn't have a great start at the box office. It was only positive word of mouth that propelled the movie forward, and it eventually became a blockbuster. Then the promotional material is questionable. They drop these painfully average teasers and trailers, and if anyone genuinely points it out, it leads to fan clubs polluting the creator's timeline. PR teams push hard to force this narrative that this is the biggest cinematic event of the year, but the substance is not worth half a penny.
पूरे विश्व में, everywhere in the world, wherever there is Adipurush show, keep one seat for our Hanuman ji. He will come to see Ramayana.
And in retrospect, this is exactly the mess the makers of Dhurandhar saw, and they decided to play a completely different game. And their game plan was brilliantly simple. They chose absolute silence.
हमारे पेशे में सबसे घातक औजार है नजर और सब्र, दोनों की धार हमेशा तेज रखना.
While the rest of the industry was screaming for attention every single day, Aditya Dhar and the team behind Dhurandhar decided just to shut up and work. Note that both Aditya Dhar and Ranveer Singh were having a challenging time before Dhurandhar. Aditya Dhar, who last directed a film in 2019, had to shelve his highly ambitious film, The Immortal Ashwathama, because the budget and creative expectations weren't aligning.
The kind of vision I had for that, we all had for that film, it was too big for the mathematics to work for Indian cinema, because the kind of VFX quality we were looking at, nobody has even strived for it yet.
Ranveer Singh was going through a patch of unsuccessful films. Even though Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani was a success, his image as this cross-dressing actor was hurting his brand and wasn't relatable to the male audience. So both of them had a lot at stake, and amidst all this, a new film was officially announced in July 2024 by Ranveer Singh and Aditya Dhar on their social media accounts, followed by the official title announcement in December 2024. And the buzz was that it's an espionage drama of a mission undertaken by India's National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, along with the principal cast. That's it. No other information, no other paparazzi interview other than Aditya Dhar saying this.
What we are trying to create is something that we haven't seen before in Indian cinema.
The marketing team of Dhurandhar posted nothing about the movie. The team put a total lock on the sets. They were shooting massive, complicated sequences in Thailand, recreating the intense, dangerous streets of the Layari underworld. And we barely heard a peep. Even a guy like Ranveer Singh, who is usually everywhere, known for his flamboyant energy and massive public presence, just went totally underground. He cleaned up his social media, stayed in character, and let the work consume him instead of the paparazzi. They didn't pay meme pages to start fake trends. They didn't send their actors to every single reality TV show to dance to a hook step 3 months before the release. They realized something that most modern Indian cinema producers have completely forgotten, that mystery is actually exciting. When you're constantly in the audience's face, forcing them to look at your movie, they get annoyed. Dhurandhar took a massive step back. They starved the audience of information. And because they were so quiet, when they finally did speak, everybody stopped and listened. The current industry template of announcing a movie is exhausting to watch. First, you get a random title announcement video with some generic background score that sounds like every other action movie. Then 2 months later, a date announcement, then a pre-teaser, then a motion poster. By the time you actually see what the movie looks like, you're already tired of the whole thing. And all this is still okay if what they are announcing is actually good. Let me give you 2 examples from recent times. Firstly, the audio teaser that Sandeep Reddy Vanga released for Spirit.
Right from my childhood, I just have one bad habit.
He did a similar thing for Annual and it was impactful, and for Spirit, the result was even better. Just an audio teaser was engaging enough to spark a conversation. And recently, the Rajni Kamal reunion announcement video was a lot of fun to watch. We don't know what the movie will be about, but the vibe of the video was cool. It felt different. Even Himesh Reshammiya's Badass Ravi Kumar had a better trailer than most big shot movies. The majority of the teasers today follow a predictable template. Look at the Bhoot Bangla teaser that came out. There is nothing novel in it, nothing worth talking about. Now look at what Dhurandhar did. The first look came last year in July and it took everyone by surprise. The music, the fast cuts, the casting and the resemblance to the characters each actor was portraying was so beautifully detailed. It was a mind-blowing first look.
Know what I did then, and what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
And then, silence. No news for a while. Reddit was buzzing with theories, but the production teams were silent. The marketing teams were silent because they were confident of their art. And this supreme confidence extended right into the trailer, the ultimate test, where most big-budget movies fail these days completely. But before we talk about the trailer test, I have a small request. If you are enjoying this deep dive, please support this channel by clicking the subscribe button and turning on notifications. We are building a real community here for movie lovers and I would love for you to be a part of it. Moving on, the trailer test. Nowadays, movie trailers have 2 major problems. Either they give away the entire plot from start to finish, showing you the biggest action set pieces, the major twists and the best punchlines, leaving 0 surprises for the actual theater experience. Something Rohit Shetty did with Singham 3. Or they try to hide a fundamentally terrible movie behind flashy CGI, loud music and quick cuts, something which War 2 did. We have all seen trailers that try to manufacture a viral moment with forced heavy dialogue, but when you watch them, they feel hollow and completely artificial. Dhurandhar went completely old school. 6 months after the first look, the trailer was released and it blew up. It was raw, gritty, it was like a mood piece that established the incredibly high stakes, touching on real geopolitical events like the IC-814 hijack and the parliament attacks, without spoiling how the spy actually infiltrates the underworld. They let the sheer tension of the spy world, the realism of the background, and the powerhouse performances do the talking.
रहमान डकैत की दी हुई मौत बड़ी कसाईनुमा होती है.
They didn't try to make it look like a glossy, slow-motion video. They kept it grounded and authentic. And it was enough to create curiosity, create this perception that there is a film wanting to tell something interesting. In simpler terms, they said, here is the feel of the film, our cast, the world we have built, and we will see you in theaters. It felt clean, impactful, and most importantly, they respected our time. They weren't begging for engagement in the comment section, they were simply presenting their art. Aditya Dhar wanted to keep the story a secret, which is why he cancelled the pre-release viewing to avoid any spoilers. And he was confident that with what he had made, people would sit through 3.5 hours of runtime. And it worked. Because if they had started part 2 right after part 1 ended, I would have sat through it. In fact, welcomed it with open arms. And look at what they are doing right now with Dhurandhar 2, The Revenge. Firstly, there was all this news about the clash with Toxic. Everyone was speculating who is going to move their release dates. And then suddenly on February 12th, the team released a teaser, which was basically the end credits from the first part. And now they just dropped a 4-minute glimpse. No cheap gimmicks. The bookings for paid previews are going through the roof. I literally asked this question in the comments on one of my earlier videos. When are people watching it? And so many comments mentioned the paid previews. That is insane buzz. It is crossing the $1 million mark in the US on pure organic excitement alone. People are paying premium prices to catch a show. They passed the trailer test because the content was genuinely good. The footage spoke for itself, which is the exact opposite of what the rest of the industry is doing right now. And because of this organic, massive success, there is absolute panic in the industry right now. You can literally see it happen in real time. When Dhurandhar Part 1 came out and crossed over 1300 crores globally without playing dirty, without a single corporate booking, and without bot reviews, it exposed everyone else. Producers who used to rely on these cheap tricks are terrified. Their PR-inflated hype no longer translates into real ground-level excitement, and the audience has caught on. We have tasted authentic cinema and we are refusing to settle for the fake stuff anymore. Trade analysts who used to play along with inflated numbers are now being forced to be honest, because the gap between a real houseful show for Dhurandhar and a fake houseful show for a PR-driven movie is just too obvious to ignore. We are seeing big tentpole movies suddenly shuffling their release dates. They drop a teaser, the audience completely rejects it. The comment section tears it apart for looking plastic, and suddenly the studio announces a 6-month delay for VFX improvements or post-production work. But we all know they are going back to the drawing board because they realize their old tricks no longer work. Dhurandhar proved the ultimate truth. If your movie is average, no amount of PR money, no amount of fake hype, and no amount of corporate bookings can save it.
You're goddamn right.
And if the movie is a masterpiece, you don't need a PR agency to sell it. The audience will sell it for you through pure word of mouth. This realization has sent shockwaves through production houses, forcing them to rethink how they greenlit and market projects.
Biggest problem I feel for the pan-India films now, all their action things are templated in a certain format which Dhurandhar broke.
So what does this all mean for the future of Indian cinema? It means we finally have a new gold standard. Dhurandhar hasn't just given us a phenomenal, gritty spy film that completely leaves the older, glossier spy movies in the dust. It has also shown us a template for presenting a movie to the audience before it is released.
ये नया हिंदुस्तान है.
As we get ready for the massive release of Dhurandhar 2, The Revenge, the message to every other filmmaker is loud and clear. Stop focusing on the PR package. Stop worrying about trending on social media for 24 hours. Just focus on the script. Put the money where it belongs, on screen. Trust your content and trust your audience. That is my take on the insane pre-release strategy of Dhurandhar, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Please subscribe to this channel for more such videos, and if you are interested in watching more, check out our latest video about the production delays of Dawn 3 and Krish 4 right here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.
बिल्कुल मैं एग्री करूँगी कि जिस तरीके से उन्होंने वीडियो में बोला कि कंटेंट इम्पॉर्टेंट है, कि किस तरीके से जो है वो आपको वो दिखाना है और उसमें रियलिज़म बहुत ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अब लोगों में ना पेशेंस उस तरह से नहीं है। मैंने देखा है कि एक तो स्लो पेस की जो मूवीज़ हैं या कंटेंट है वो लोग इतना ज़्यादा उस तरीके से उसको डाइजेस्ट नहीं करते। शायद टाइम की डिमांड रहती है कुछ इस तरह से, बट अगेन कंटेंट बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है। स्लो पेस भी नो डाउट चलता है, मैं ऐसा नहीं कहूँगी, अगर कंटेंट में जान है तो। लेकिन ये चीज़ बोलूँगी, काफ़ी अर्से से ये चीज़ होना शुरू हो गई थी कि VFX का बहुत ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल होना शुरू हो गया था और वो समहाउ आपको उतना रियलिटी नहीं लगती। बट अच्छी बात है कि एक चेंज जो है वो आ रहा है। लेकिन सबसे ज़्यादा जो मुझे मैं कहूँगी कि क्यूरियोसिटी हो रही है वो ये है कि जो अब एक स्पाई वर्ड बन रहा है वो किस तरह से वो चेंज होगा और ये वो फोकस करेगा, क्योंकि उनका अगर हम पैटर्न देखें तो वो तो पुराने पैटर्न को ही फॉलो करते आ रहे हैं।
सबसे बड़ी चीज़ जो है ना कंटेंट जो है ना, बल्कि कंटेंट स्क्रिप्ट जो है वो किंग है, ठीक है ना। स्क्रिप्ट जितनी अच्छी होगी, फिर उसकी एग्जीक्यूशन जो है वो जितनी अच्छी होगी, यानी कि एक्ट्रेस जो है वो कितने अच्छे तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं, बिल्कुल वो बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो मायने रखता है। क्योंकि अगर रणवीर सिंह की बात की जाए तो भाई बहुत सारी मूवीज़ जो है वो उनकी देखी हुई हैं। अगर स्टार्टिंग करियर की बात की जाए तो आपको जो है वो एक चॉकलेट हीरो जो है वो लगते थे, ठीक है। फिर उसके बाद जब उनकी मूवी आई, पद्मावत आई, बाजीराव मस्तानी आई, आपने उन्हें डिफरेंट जो है वो कैरेक्टर्स में देखा, तो आपको जो है वो उनकी स्किल्स जो हैं वो एक डिफरेंट एंगल के साथ जो है वो नजर आई। लेकिन स्टिल उन पे एक लेबल जो है वही लगा हुआ था, चॉकलेट हीरो वाला ही, उस तरह की यानी कि कैटेगरी में अगर देखा जाए। लेकिन अगर धुरंधर की बात की जाए तो एक बहुत डिफरेंट उनकी जो है ये मूवी जो है वो रही है। क्योंकि आपको जो है इसमें एक उनका जो एक्ट है, एक मूवी की स्क्रिप्ट है, वो बहुत डिफरेंट नज़र आती है। इसके अलावा भी अगर आज के टाइम में अगर आप बात करें तो आपको जो है ना फिर वही बात है, स्क्रिप्ट कितनी जो है वो आपको पसंद आती है वो बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करते हैं। जैसे हम कंतारा की बात करें यहाँ पर तो एक अच्छे खासे गैप के बाद जो है 2025 में कंतारा का जो सीक्वल था वो आया था, ठीक है। तो लोगों ने उससे भी भर के जो है वो रिस्पॉन्स जो है वो दिया था। तो मेरा ख्याल है कि आप जो कंटेंट बना रहे हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा जो है मैटर करता है। क्योंकि लाज़मी बात है 3 घंटे 4 घंटे जो है वो सिनेमा में बैठकर मूवी देखना, अपने आप को कंट्रोल में रखना, ये बहुत मैं कहूँगा कि ऑडियंस के लिए एक चीज़ चैलेंजिंग जो है वो रहती है। क्योंकि ऑडियंस को अगर जो है कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग ना नज़र आए तो वो एक तो आपकी छोड़ देते हैं बीच में मूवी, और जैसे वो पर्सन टू पर्सन जो आपकी पब्लिसिटी होती है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा जो है इम्पैक्ट होती है।
बाकी जैसे बीच में फेक टिकट्स के बारे में बात किया,
ये तो काफ़ी देर पहले पता था,
लेकिन ये चीज़ें वाकई में मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं पर एक टाइम तक शायद काम करती होंगी, लेकिन उसके बाद ऑडियंस का जो एक बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट है ना वो ख़त्म हो जाता है। क्योंकि उनको भी पता है कि भाई 3 घंटे या 2.5 घंटे हम लोगों ने क्यों सिनेमा में वेस्ट करने। क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम पर जो हमारा भी एक्सपीरियंस रहा था वो भी बहुत बुरा था और हम लोगों ने भी वो भी शेयर किया था।
लेकिन हमने पूरा टाइम गुजारा था क्योंकि हम अकेले थे।
हाय बड़ा मुश्किल से गुजारा था, सीरियसली मेरा दिल कर रहा था मैं उठ के चली जाऊँ, ऐसा मुझे फील हो रहा था। बाकी कमेंट सेक्शन में आप अपनी ओपिनियन जरूर दीजिएगा। मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, सब्सक्राइब करना भूलना।
बाय।